So we are going to do a heart chakra based class today. It's going to be a mixture of yin and yang movement. So we will make sure that you have a couple of props, 2 blocks and a strap. We'll be using the strap right away, so have that close by. And just remember when we're in our yin postures to not go full extent into the posture, just come into about 3/4 of the depth, whatever is comfortable for you, in order to hold it. And we will begin. So you can come to your mat, come onto your back. Laying down, allowing yourself to sink into the mat. Feeling the bones of your body moving downwards with gravity. Feeling each connection point between your body and the earth. Bring your awareness to your breath. Feeling the movement that's occurring naturally before we change anything. Inquiring where the movement is more noticeable, maybe areas that aren't as prevalent or prominent. We'll bring our awareness to our face, seeing if you can release any tension around your eyes. Letting your eyelids just rest lightly. Seeing if you can release any tension in the jaw. Dropping the tongue from the roof of your mouth, just allowing it to rest. While we're laying here, we're going to activate our vagus nerve, which helps to move our energy freely through the body. So as you're laying here, just keeping your eyes closed, or if you're not comfortable with them closed, just slightly resting them with a soft gaze. But we'll move our gaze to the right side as if we're looking out into the right peripheral vision field. Keeping them there, starting to take longer, smoother breaths through your nose, maybe out through the mouth. Keeping your eyes focused to the right side. When we work with the vagus nerve, we're allowing ourselves to drop into a parasympathetic nervous system state. This is a state where healing occurs and where we find more rest and more ease. A few more rounds of breath, still looking out to that right side. And then we'll move the gaze over to the left side, whether your eyes are closed or slightly open. Continuing to breathe. If you find yourself yawning, this is the evidence that our vagus nerve is being stimulated. If you're not yawning, that's okay too. It just means that we need to continually practice this stimulation of the vagus nerve. And we're stimulating the ventral, which is the upper portion first. A few more rounds of breath. You can Allow your gaze to rest naturally. We'll bring our knees into our chest, giving them a little hug. You can rock side to side. We'll lengthen the legs up into the sky. Hold on to the back of the thighs and just kind of pedal the legs out like we're on a upside down bike. Pulling the knees back into the chest, we'll take our strap, kind of wrap it around the bottom of the right foot first, taking the strap into our hands, bring the knee just slightly towards our face, and exhale it away from us. Inhale, coming in, exhale out. Really allowing the movement to come from the hip, the pelvis. Take both straps into the right hand, allowing that right leg to open to the side, making sure that that left hip is staying anchored into the earth. Inhale, rising up, crossing our bodies, taking the strap now into the left hand, and opening our right arm to the side, and turning to look towards the gaze, to our fingers. Inhale back up. I'm going to place that ankle on top of the left thigh, reaching through to hold the back of the thigh or using your strap to wrap around. We still want our shoulders and our neck nice and relaxed here. You can take the left ankle up, rolling it out both directions. And then we'll place that foot back down, uncrossing the legs. Taking a couple of windshield wiper movements, just back and forth with the knees. Nice and controlled. Allowing the knees to come back into stillness in the center. And we'll take that strap and we'll wrap it around the left foot now. Holding onto both straps. And we'll start to rock that leg. So inhaling forward, exhaling back. Take that strap now into the left hand, both sides, and opening that leg out to the left, checking in with that right hip, keeping it connected. Inhale, rising up, crossing our body. You can switch that strap into the left hand or the right hand. Turning your gaze out towards the left side. Inhale, coming back up. We'll place that ankle on top of the right thigh. You can use your strap, wrapping it around the right thigh, or just using your hands, allowing our shoulder and neck to rest. Lifting the right leg up, rolling the ankle out, both directions. Just finding some movement here. Bringing that foot back down. Uncrossing the legs, taking a couple more windshield wiper movements back and forth. We'll bring our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a hug, and you can either start to rock along the length of your spine, coming up to a seated posture, or just coming up to sit, whatever works best for you. We're just going to open up through our upper back before we get into the actual movements. So taking our strap here, I'm going to hold it about shoulder distance apart. The wider you hold the strap, the more availability you have in your shoulders. So listening to your body. We'll inhale up overhead, exhale behind us. Inhale up and down. Inhale, down. A few more times. Bringing it back up to center, shortening our grasp. We'll inhale, coming to a side bend. You can pull that left elbow down towards the ground, coming into a deeper bend. Maybe looking under the right arm here, if that's okay in your neck. Inhale back up and over to the other side. Inhale up and over. One more time. Coming back up, we'll straighten our arms right up to the sky, pulling the shoulders down. So we want to retract the shoulder blades down towards our back. And we'll rotate to the right side on an inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to stillness, we'll switch directions. So inhaling left, exhaling right. We can bring our hands to our lap. You could put the strap off to the side. We're going to come into some rotational circles. So inhaling forward, exhaling back. Switching directions, continuing to inhale forward, exhale back. While we're in a seated position, we're coming into our cat tilt. So rounding through the spine, tucking the chin, almost bringing the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhaling, pulling the shoulders down, lifting the chin. Inhale to round, exhale to lengthen. Few more rounds. We'll take our left hand to our right knee, rotating out towards the right side. We can use that right arm as a bit of a kickstand behind us. Releasing that, sweeping over to the other side, so then your right hand lands on your left knee. One more time on each side, so swiping over to the right. And to the left. Coming back into center, we're going to take our hands behind our head, interlacing our fingers so they're just resting. We don't want to push our hands into our head here. Our elbows are out to the side. We're going to sit up nice and tall. We want to pull the shoulders open and away from our ears as much as we can. And in this movement, we want to create like we're kayaking. So we're rolling through the water with our elbows. Trying to stay still through the pelvis and the core, so we're really finding just movement in the upper thoracic. This is really great if you do a lot of computer work or bending over in your day-to-day life. The more space we can create in the thoracic, the more availability our lungs have to breathe. We're going to switch the directions, and you may get a free adjustment here. And we'll come back to stillness. Taking a moment, grounding ourselves into the earth energy. So we'll place our palms open to the floor. We'll take a couple deep breaths, setting our intention for the practice. My heart is open and willing to love. My heart is open and willing to love. My heart is open and willing to love. We're going to take our first yin posture. So we're going to take a block. We're going to set it underneath our chest area, kind of where the bra strap is or your lower scapulas. Coming into fish posture, so it's a heart opening posture. So with your block, you have 3 different levels. Wouldn't suggest going to the highest level. I would probably, to start, I would just say take your lowest level here. So you're going to come to lay down. Our feet and legs are together. And we'll lay down over that brick, so it's right across the middle of our chest. Our head will come down to the ground. If this is too intense on your head, you can even put a pillow underneath it, just so it's not as intense, especially if you have old head injuries. And then you can just have your arms either open to the side or along the length of your body, whatever feels best. So we are going to be here for an extended amount of time. As this is our yin posture, we want to create change into our deepest layer, which is our connective layer. This is where we hold a lot of our old emotions, old memories. And this is usually the layer that begins to create dysfunction in the rest of our body. As you're laying here, focus on your breath, feeling that openness with the inhale, like our ribs are opening up and flying open. Exhale, allowing them to come back into a neutral position. So really trying to feel the movement through our body, how that feels like for ourselves, not with an idea of what we think it should feel like or what we think it should look like or how deep we should even breathe. Just really honoring where you are today. When we work with the heart chakra, we have a tendency to tap into layers of grief. Whether you're even understanding why an emotion is arising, just realize you don't need to even understand why it's arising. Sometimes these old memories and these old emotions, they can come out of us in unexpected ways. And when we try to create a story around them, we tend to give these emotions more power than they need to have. We should honor them, we should acknowledge them, we should allow ourselves to feel them, because if we're not allowing ourselves to feel them, then we are doing ourselves and our bodies an injustice. Speaking as a survivor, I'm going to change that word. I heard someone say survivor, instead of survivor, a victor over trauma. So as a victor over trauma myself, I have had trouble understanding, and I had a lot of fear about the depths of my emotion, especially the harder ones like grief and anger. And because of this, I tend to push away my emotions and I don't acknowledge them, and I will just pretend it doesn't bother me. The more that I'm doing this, the more I'm not honoring what my body is telling me. And when my body is telling me that there's an emotion that needs to be acknowledged, I've learned how to lean into the emotion to release it. And this is what yin yoga and yoga in general helps us do. 2 more rounds of breath here. And when you're done, we'll take our hands to alongside of our hips, forearms down. We're going to lean up onto our elbows, walking them back to support ourselves so we push ourselves up off the block. You can also roll off the block if that feels more comfortable for you. Put the block off to the side for now. We're going to turn onto all fours. We're going to come into a child's pose here. We're going to flow through this pose and a cobra pose. So just taking a moment, feeling the child's pose here. Inhale, rolling forward, coming onto our full extended arms. If that's too much in your lower back, you can come onto your forearms to begin. So inhale here. Exhale, pushing back through your hands, flowing back into child's pose. So inhale to cobra. Exhale to child's. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to child's. One more time. Exhale to child's. This time we're going to be staying in our cobra for an extended period of time. So you definitely have an option. So you can, when we're in yin for cobra, our hands are actually out in front of us. So it's called seal pose. This can be very intense, especially for long periods of time. So if that's the case, coming down into our forearms on the earth will be also really great. But if you want a little bit more opening, instead of, you can use blocks. So this won't be as intense when we come onto our forearms, but it will create still a little bit more traction compared to just the baby cobra, which is the forearms flat on the earth. So this is a nice middle ground between the full length arms and the lower length arms. While we're here, making sure that our feet our legs are straight behind us, our core is engaged, but as we're breathing, we're creating a sense of release through that lower back. With every inhale, allow that belly to get a little bit bigger, like we're not holding the belly in. And then when we exhale, engaging, pulling the muscles up towards the spine. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, pulling in. This will help bring some a massaging effect to the digestive system, bring some fresh energy and circulation. We won't be here much longer. Just try to breathe through any discomfort as long as not creating any sharp pain. But listening to your body. When you've had enough, honor that. Okay, we'll come all the way down to the ground. Put the blocks off to the side if you were using them. Just take a moment, have your forehead in the earth, taking a deep breath. Still breathing into that belly. And we'll bring our hands to our lower ribs, pushing up into table, tucking the toes, lifting ourselves up to downwards facing dog. Take a moment here, you can walk the dog a little bit. We're going to look forward, we're going to walk our feet about halfway in, coming to a squat position. And then we're going to come all the way to seated. We're going to come into our cross, we're going to cross, our left leg over our right leg. You could either have the right leg extended straight out in front of you like this, or you can come into full cross legs. I think they're called shoe tie legs by having it folded. We're going to come into cow face arms, and you can use a strap, especially if you have tight shoulders. Don't want to create any discomfort here. We will be here for about a minute. But we'll hold the strap in our left hand. We'll bring right hand, strap in the right hand. Bring the right hand up to the nape of the neck, and then allow the left hand to find the strap. Then you can walk your hands closer to each other to where is comfortable for you. We're going to sit here for about a minute, breathing into our body, trying to find a sense of release, sense of calming. If your mind begins to wander, bringing it back with your intention. My heart is open and willing to love. My heart is open and willing to love. My heart is open and willing to love. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And release that strap, slowly unwinding the arms, leaning ourselves back, uncrossing the legs, just allowing them to separate in a V shape in front of you, and just take a quick reach forward with your hands towards your toes. And we're going to come to the other side. So now your left leg is either forward or crossed underneath you, and the right leg will cross over top. From here, we'll take the strap in our left hand, bringing that to the nape of our neck, and allowing the right hand to walk up towards the strap, and the other hand. Coming back into your breath, back in your state of calm, noticing your mind, if it's busy, what are the state of the thoughts? Continuing to cultivate that sense of an inner witness, which is all just about, as we look at ourselves, as we look at how we're experiencing moment to moment, without judgment, but just understanding that this is where we're at. And when we understand that and acknowledge where we're at, we can make the changes that are necessary towards the path we want to take. So if you don't like the way your thoughts are, you can understand when you move forward from this moment on, how do you want them to be? And how can you make changes to make them the way you want them to be? Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then you can release the hands, leaning back, unwinding the legs for a moment. Quick lean forward, so lengthen through the back of those legs. And then we'll pull the legs back in, coming back onto our knees, tucking our toes, lifting our hips into downwards facing dog. This time we're going to walk our feet all the way up to our hands. Inhale, exhale, folding a little deeper into forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, extending long through your spine. Exhale, fold. We're going to come into sun salutation. You may recognize it, so take it out of your own right, but we'll inhale all the way up. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold over into a forward fold. Exhale here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. If you have socks on, please take them off for the next few moments. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting your hands, stepping back into high plank. You can come onto your knees if that feels better in your body. We're going to corkscrew our hands as we're trying to open a lid, pulling the shoulders back towards each other. Exhale, down. Inhale to halfway lift, to cobra. Exhale, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downwards facing dog. You can walk your dog here for a moment, drop one knee, then the other. And then walk your feet up towards your hands. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and shine. Take a little back bend if that feels good. Hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. You're going to step back with your right foot, opening up at a 45 degree. Inhale, hands overhead to warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, we'll exalt. So bringing your right hand to your back leg, and bringing the left arm over top. Inhale. Exhale, folding towards the front, straightening that front leg. We're going to lean forward, coming into our triangle, lifting that right arm up to the sky, the left on either a block, you can touch the ground, or just resting it on your leg. We don't want to push onto our leg though, so it's more, we're really engaging in our core here. Inhale, rotating our upper body to the floor, putting our hands on the floor, stepping back into forward fold. Exhale here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Inhale, rise and shine. Little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to step back now with the left foot on 45 degrees. Inhale, hands up into warrior one. Nice rich bend in that front knee. Exhale, opening up to warrior two. Drop the back hand, lift the top to exalt our warrior. Inhale. Exhale, coming to our triangle. So straightening that front leg, having arms parallel to the earth, reaching forward and then reaching down to our leg or the floor. Very strong core engagement here. Inhale, lifting ourselves up. We'll rotate towards the front of the mat, placing our hands in front of us, the foot, stepping forward. Then we'll reach ourselves back to sit on our backside. Legs extended in front of us. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, reaching for the ankles or the feet. You're going to be here for a few moments, so you can always even take the strap, wrapping it around your feet and holding onto the strap. It will take a little bit less of the work on our lower back, and we can come a little bit deeper into the pose. This is also a heart opening posture since we are exposing the back side of our chest. When we work with the heart chakra, we not only open through the chest, we want to open through the back side, because our chakras have a front side and a back side, and they all refer to different elements of the emotions that we're working through. So forward fold and opening through the back is also really beneficial. Also side stretches as well. Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly release, coming back to neutral. We're going to bring our legs, rolling them behind us, coming onto our belly all the way down. We are going to come into a bow tie. So we're laying on our bellies. Our legs are straight behind us. You can have the toes to touch. And we're going to bring our left hand in front of us, both arms are in front of us, but we'll sneak that left hand underneath the right, so we're reaching towards the right side of the mat, and then the left hand out towards, or the right hand to the left side. The more we walk our fingers away from each other, we're going to open up more through the back, but knowing that this is a yin posture, so we will be here for longer than a minute. So only going as far as you're comfortable. While we're here, we're going to switch so our palms are up instead of down though. You can use the crossed arms as a bit of a pillow here. Doesn't matter which way you gaze. Acknowledging our breath, noticing how our body feels here. Just being aware of our mental thoughts, just allowing them to come and go. Not attaching to anything that arises in our body, in our minds, in the external environment, unless needed. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then you can unwind the arms slowly, taking a moment just in our baby cobra, just to open up a little bit more traction through the spine. And then we'll switch with the right hand under the left. And is this the same way? I think this is the right way, but take whichever with the opposite of what you just had. And then switching the palms up once again, and then allowing yourself to rest. Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly unwind the arms. We're going to push ourselves back into Child's to begin. We're going to come into a yin puppy posture. So from our child's pose, we're going to bring, so our legs, upper legs are at 90 degrees. We can extend the arms in front of us. So our glutes are up in the air, our back is nice and long, lengthened here. You can stay with your forehead on the earth or on a block. or if you have the availability in your neck, you can bring your chin to the ground, but that's pretty aggressive, especially since we're going to be here for an extended period of time. And while we're in this posture, this is a really great posture to focus on releasing pelvic floor tightness. And we want to do that by, as we breathe, we're letting our belly reach towards the floor. So we're letting our belly be as big as it can be. So dropping all the muscle, all the weight on the inhale, exhale, pulling the belly in. Exhale, dropping it. Inhale, pulling in. As we drop the belly and inhale, feeling the openness through the backside. And as we inhale, we're going to pull in the perineum muscle. So we talked about the root lock before, so pulling in that root lock as we exhale, holding the muscle just for a moment, and then inhale, doing that again, pulling the belly in, pulling the root lock in, holding, and drop. This is actually going to help stimulate the dorsal section of the vagus nerve. So now we have the stimulation of both ends of the nerve, the ones that work with the upper chakras and the ones that work with the lower chakras. So we're creating that ascending and descending energy flow, which is what we want, because the heart then can distribute both energies, the lower chakras and the upper chakras, and allowing the energy to be distributed throughout the body. Take 5 more breaths here. Now plant our hands on the earth, walking them slowly back towards us, allowing ourselves to tuck the toes, lift our hips into a downwards facing dog. We're going to walk our feet up towards our hands. Inhale, rise and shine. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment in our mountain, allowing our balance to be restored, coming from the different, from being on the ground. Once you feel nice and grounded and stable, we'll step back once again with that right foot, inhaling the arms up overhead into your warrior one. We're going to turn the back toes so that they're facing forward, straightening that front leg, inhaling forward, and you can allow yourself to fold over that back leg. Or that front leg, sorry. Stepping forward, coming into forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine. Exhale, stepping back with the left foot on 45-degree angle. Inhaling, arms up into our warrior one. Turning the back toes forward, straightening that front leg, folding over it into our pyramid. Stepping forward, bending into our forward fold. Now we'll come to sit on our mats. We're going to come into just a quick bit of breath work. We're going to use our Nadi Shodhana to really help ground our energy here. So once again, the Nadi Shodhana, we use our right hand. We're going to be breathing through one side and exhaling through the other. We will be taking our thumb and our two ring finger and the baby finger into our mudra. As we inhale through the right, block it, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, block, exhale right. Inhale, block, exhale. You can take your left hand in a mudra. We'll take Yana mudra, so you're placing your index finger on the thumb bed nail bed, sorry, and the three fingers are facing up towards the sky. Inhale to the right, block, exhale, left. Inhale, exhale. Take a few more rounds on your own. We can take both hands into the mudra, taking a few moments. And then we're going to come all the way onto our back. We're coming into our Shavasana, so you can apply your socks or your sweater if you need to. Just find your way into a comfortable position where you'll be able to relax for a moment to close out your practice. As always, if you feel like taking longer for Shavasana than a couple of minutes, please pause the video and take as long as you need. Otherwise, once you've found your way onto your mat, tune into your breath. Begin to notice your body falling into the floor, being supported. Feeling your breath moving through your body. With each inhale, we're receiving love. With each exhale, we're giving love. With each inhale, we're receiving healing. With each exhale, we're giving healing. With each inhale, we are love. With each exhale, we see love. And you can begin to bring movements back into your fingers and your toes. Take a moment, bringing a sense of gratitude into your body, whether for your practice or for something in your life. Just allow yourself to sit in that energy for a moment before coming to sit in a seated position to close your practice. And you can take your hands at heart center. If you'd like to join me with an Om, I'll have one full round of breath followed by one more inhale to begin. So inhale, exhale, inhale. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.